Devin Haney, Richardson Hitchens. Was Gustavo Lemo or Lemu? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Was he robbed last night? I watched the fight last night. Before the fight, before the fight, I had told somebody on my last live that Richardson Hitchens had the physical tools to beat somebody like Devin Haney because that'd be the first time Devin is in there with someone his size, with his limb length and all of that. After the fight, hope Hitchens could beat Haney. If y'all in here, make sure y'all, as soon as y'all come in, tap the screen, like the live. What's good, Steven's World?
Was good.
Did you watch the fight last night?
Yes. After last night, I don't think Hitchens beats a dude like Isaac Cruz, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
Lemos was landing clean with that right hand.
Lemos was landing, and Hitchens was hurt. And shout out to Hitchens for making it through that. But my thing is, bro, I thought Hitchens had more in his arsenal. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's times where I was just looking at the fight, and I'm like, why don't you just put your hands up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of having your guard low, sometimes the low guard is good, but just put your hands up and box like that. That way you don't have to clinch every last time that the dude comes in. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Squat down a little bit. Uh, you even watch Devin Haney. Devin Haney, every once in a while, Devin will put both his hands up and go fight on the inside. So I think that Hitchens got to work on his inside fighting, and he can't be clinching every 5 seconds like that. If he was someone else, like he wasn't signed to that promotion, if he wasn't signed to Eddie Hearn, the referee would have took a point because that was excessive.
And then the thing about him is that Lemos was he did wasn't he like 18 months off like before his last fight?
I ain't know. I don't know.
But they said something about that. And Clarissa Shields should never commentate ever again. She was one of the most biased commentators I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't doing. Yeah, she wasn't doing that good of a job. But at least they got to try to build up some type of a spark between her and Baumgardner, whatever the girl's name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. You know how I don't watch female boxing, so somebody said shocked but not shocked. He never got a point taken. I'm not shocked, but he should have. If he wasn't signed with Eddie Hearn, he would have got a point taken. Like that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm like, bro, you holding this man every 5 seconds. And then the thing that I didn't understand about Hitchens, I don't really know him, but I assumed that he was more of an aggressive type of guy. Someone said, do I think he lost? I mean, they could have gave the fight to Lemo because of all of the clinching and shit, but I mean, at the end of the day, Hitchens landed the cleaner punches. Somebody said Hitchens is now Matias mandatory. God damn. Whew. Yo, Hitchens gonna have to change. He gonna have to come in. Maybe because styles make fights. Lemu is so much shorter than him, and Lemu was coming forward just trying to walk through shots. It's hard to box that style. Somebody says, "Ha, you funny, he lost, bro." I mean, if they would have gave the fight to Lemo, I wouldn't have been mad because, bro, Hitchens didn't fight his best fight. He just didn't. Haney versus Hitchens, what happened? No, I mean, Hitchens has been calling out Haney before his last fight. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Hitchens has the goods to probably beat Haney. But after the last fight, he was getting tired in the late rounds. Haney don't even get tired in late rounds no more. Last time Haney was tired was due to being weight drained, staying at lightweight too long. That was against Loma, and he still came through in the 12th round looking good. But all of his fights against Cambosos, Haney looks fresh in the 10th and the 11th and the 12th. Hitchens, his legs started to give out a little bit. Also, I'm tired of everybody talking about hit and don't get hit and don't get hit. Like, you gonna lose fights with that mentality. Cause he could have lost this fight for real. Just like, oh, let me hit and don't get hit. Sometimes you gotta fight. And an announcer said that, and he was right. I agree with him. Like, you can't always come in there with a boxer's mentality. This like you gotta go in there sometimes and fight and try to hurt your opponents. You can't just box, hold, box, hold. Bruh, land some big shit. Come forward. Get a little bit wild sometime. Hey, if y'all in here, make sure y'all liking the live. Thank you.
And
Somebody
then
said,
Tim Cheatham
what's up, Nina? Huh?
and then Tim Cheatham, I think he deserves to get like suspended or like fired Because 117, 111 was
117 to
pretty low.
111. Yeah, that was bullshit. But that's called in-house preference. Eddie Hearn, Hitchens is signed with Eddie, right?
Yeah.
And Devin Haney has a belt. Devin
Yeah.
probably gonna win some more belts and shit. And Devin has no problem doing business with the zone. So that's why they looking forward. That's what boxing is about right now. Somebody said Lemo was a good contender. Yeah, he was a good contender. If he had a little bit more footwork, he probably would have won. Like Lemo was missing one or two elements that if he had, he would have won the fight. And they still could have gave it to him because when you force somebody to clinch you that much, Floyd didn't even clinch that much. You know what I mean? That was crazy. He was clinching like it was like 1940s, 1930s style boxing. Somebody said them jabs added up. Facts. Hitchens just showed he not on the elite level. I'm not going to say if you go off of that one fight, yes, but he's had other fights. Because I was just KJ, you sound so disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed, but I can't really be like I'm not his father. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't really be disappointed. But I thought he was going to dominate. Like I thought he was going to fuck this dude up. I think it was all his approach, like all of this whole, hit and don't get hit, hit and don't get hit. And it's like, bro, no. And that's the thing. He runs with Shakur. So they all on this hit and don't get hit shit. It's like y'all not gonna be able to beat certain fighters like that. Sometimes, I'm not saying go out there and get punch drunk, but sometimes you gotta fight. If you really trying to be at the top, you're gonna have to let them things go.
Hey,
Yo,
What's up, Tyrone?
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, man.
I believe Richard, right? He work on his defense. I believe he don't.
Yeah, like, bro, I was sitting there like, why not just put your hands up? At
Yeah, I was
different
thinking
times,
that too.
put your guard up sometime, But he's good as far as like getting around an opponent, pivoting, and moving it backwards and shit. His athleticism and his height, he's real good with using that as defense. But if he just learned how to just put his hands up and fight in the pocket, you know what I mean, get mean, get nasty, he could have really dominated this Lemu dude because on the outside he was killing him, but he didn't have the legs to really look sharp on the outside in them late rounds. In the late rounds, that's when he started getting hurt, and that's when he looked tired.
Yeah, and also you need to work on his counter punching.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just like been slacking.
Yeah, it didn't look like for him to be so highly touted and to be an Olympian. I thought he was gonna fuck this dude up. And I didn't even know this dude. Like I knew he was fighting, but I didn't know who he was fighting. But after watching the fight, it's like Hitchens had the physical capabilities to fuck this guy up.
All right, one more question though. Who do you think will win? Cruz or Ryan Garcia?
Cruz, man, come on, man.
Why Cruz? Wait a second.
Yesterday.
Cruz.
Yeah, why though?
We said why?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
Ryan had a footwork to beat Cruz.
Hitchens beats Haney? That's some bullshit. Look at the fucking comments.
No. I thought Hitchens would have a chance against Haney. After this fight, no.
Nah, Devin's way too good. I feel like his jab will keep him.
It's the experience. It's not even that. Like they both are around the same type of athlete. Somebody said boxing is dead. No, not at all. Only thing that's killing boxing right now is Canelo. Like that motherfucker. But anyway, Devin Haney's experience, him fighting Loma, him being undisputed youngest ever, him jumping up fighting Regis, getting all these 12 rounders against champions. He's not going to get tired in round 10, 11, and 12. Hitchens, he was getting tired in them late rounds.
But anyway, do you think Devin got the power to knock Ryan Garcia out?
Yes.
Yeah.
But how you...
Tyrone.
Yeah, what's up?
When you're not speaking, mute your mic because you got to
oh,
echo
my
for
bad.
whatever reason.
But how I mute it?
Now, I do it for you, but when you want to speak, just unmute it.
Actually, I know how to mute now. Thank you.
Okay, all right, you good. Somebody said Ryan has a puncher's chance. That's all Ryan be having in a lot of these fights. So.
But I need to ask you another question, though.
Yeah.
How you see Frank Martin versus Gervonta Davis going?
I like Frank Martin. Mute your mic first.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I like Frank Martin. Frank Martin could box. He knows how to work angles. He pivots. He's a fighter that pivots very often. Very slick, athletic fighter. According to Frank Martin, he actually hurt Tank. But there's no way that I could pick Frank Martin to beat Tank Davis. Tank Davis has a world of experience. Tank Davis has been boxing twice as long as Frank Martin. Tank Davis hits harder. He's faster, not by much, but just enough. And Tank Davis is the pay-per-view star, so Frank is gonna have to go out there and try to do something that I don't think can be done, which is knock Tank out just to get a win. So I don't think there's no way that I could pick Frank Martin over Tank Davis. Frank Martin is a serious underdog, and if he was to beat Tank, it'd be like the world flipping upside down. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, good to see everybody alive and doing well. I missed you, KJ.
Man, I had a live, I think yesterday, man. I was talking about Ryan Garcia and Pitbull Cruz because Ryan said Pitbull was easy work for him, and I disagree.
Wow. For real?
Yeah, Ryan said he fought. This is Ryan said he tweeted. He said he fought so many dudes like Pitbull in his life that he would have a field day. Those are the exact words. He said I would have a field day.
Man, Ryan hasn't had Ryan on to me, he don't have any power to deal with that.
I think Ryan got the power, but the thing is, Pitbull Cruz already didn't saw power. He was in there with Tank. And he took Tank's best shots.
That's
This
what I'm
before
saying.
Tank hurt his hand.
Now, Rolly hits hard too, and look what he was sucking up with Rolly.
Yeah,
Don't forget, Rolly was knocking dudes down, man.
yeah,
So
Rolly's a hard hitter.
I
Great
don't
fighter.
see Ryan when I say power. I don't see Ryan exhuming that, exhilarating that kind of power
Yo, you hear me?
to take that guy out of there like that. You got to be a real determined fighter on that level to handle Cruz, man. Pitbull.
Yeah, you need footwork because you're not going to knock him out. You have to outbox.
No,
You got
no.
to outbox for
You
12
got to
rounds.
outbox him the whole, because he's going to go 12 rounds with you. He's
Right.
going to go. He's
Yeah.
proven. So in
Yeah.
those 12 rounds, you got to prove that I can take you out, Cruz. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you got to be able to keep your stamina after he hits you in your body.
Oh, yes.
That's the thing with Rolly. Like, Rolly was doing all right. Then he kept getting hit in the damn body. And he didn't have the legs to deal with that body.
But if you notice,
Tank was able to deal with it.
But if you notice, a lot of people, okay, I don't want to say, well, I say fans or whatever, the way we look at boxing, we look at it in a different third eye, for example. And I'm not saying a lot of fans don't see the third eye, but when you see the defense on the inside game, Rolly was only he threw, if you go back on the tape and slow it down, you can see he's throwing 2 to 3 offense, but he's only doing 2 defense moves on the inside. Then with Cruz, with his speed, he clocking you with 3 punches with one hand, throwing the other hand up under the bottom.
Yeah.
Your defense game got to be tough on Cruz. You got to have a strict defense, but like you say, you got to outclass him by boxing him.
Yeah. You had to be, I think you got to be a complete boxer to fight Cruz. Like,
Yeah.
great offense and great defense.
Do you think he's going to hold those titles for a minute?
Hmm?
Think he's going to hold those titles for a minute?
The only way, look, I believe that PBC is using Cruz as a placeholder for Tank Davis because really they just want to match Tank up with him and get Tank, make Tank a champion. But as long as he don't fight Tank so fast, he could beat a couple of guys in 140. He could hold the title for probably a year or two. But when it's time for him to meet his maker, which I think is Tank Davis, it's raps.
Right. So you saying Haney can't do nothing with that?
You said Haney? Haney? Huh? What do you mean?
No, my mind was on something else. I'm doing 2 conversations in my head.
Okay.
Stick on this subject. No, I was just when you was talking about Frank Martin fight with
with Tank.
with Tank. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, no, Frank. The only way Frank could win, he got to win by knockout, just because of the setup of the business of boxing. That's number one.
Wait. What I'm saying is, I was just looking at what we were talking about with Cruz. What we got to do, what kind of fighter. My question would be: you think Frank Martin will at least give some of that style you referring to Tank in this fight?
Well, Frank Martin will be the slickest, most fast-footed fighter that Tank has ever fought. Frank is going to make it competitive, but I do believe Frank is going to get stopped.
Oh, most definitely. We know. Yeah. Yeah, but I think Frank probably will show the template. He might be able to show that template, that what we're talking about, an opponent with Cruz and what is going to take to handle a Cruz. Well, Tank is in that same boat. Who can handle Tank on that level? You feel
Yeah,
me?
I think
So
the
some of
only
these
two
guys,
guys
some of
that I
these
think.
guys are going to have to take a. It's going to take a while, maybe take a good while before we see somebody actually execute. Maybe not win, but dominate some real strong rounds. Tank still wins, but will show a blueprint.
Well, like my man Jaffe in the chat, he said what I was going to say, but I think Shakur could beat Tank right now. It's just people they're not going to like the way that he beats him. But I think Shakur could get him right now just playing tag. I think Devin is a 50-50 fight with Tank. If Devin doesn't get knocked out, his size, 5'9", 72-inch reach, in a good jab, good movement, that could be enough to win the fight as long as he doesn't get knocked out because he fights at a tempo that's much more consistent than Tank. Tank fights, he starts slow, then he picks up the pace for a round or two and tries to get the stoppage, then he goes back to slow, then he like Tank only fights a couple of rounds. It's just that when he hits that button,
Yeah,
he really hits it. So
and we got to take another. Tank can suck up some punches too from just like Cruz.
right. I mean, but Devin shouldn't even. Devin Haney isn't going to go in there to knock Tank out anyway.
Right,
You
right,
know
right,
what it is with Devin.
right,
They're just sticking to the plan, and neither is Shakur.
right.
So I think that both of them have a chance of getting them. Um,
Hmm.
Outside of that, I really don't see. I really don't see people out there that could really get Tank if Tank is completely prepared. Like he's just special. You
Yes,
know what
he
I'm saying?
is.
He's just special. And if Frank Martin were to, shut me up and shut the world up and beat Tank, now Frank Martin for the 4 or 5 years that the run that he could have, he could be, somebody that's remembered because it's like he slayed a dragon. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that.
Right. Point taken. It's just some interesting things getting ready to take place up the road, man. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a tremendous year of boxing. You
Yep.
know?
Just last year was great.
Yeah.
People just was taking it for granted, but man, we had the Benavidez plant, we had the damn Arrow, and Crawford. We had Tank and Ryan. Like last year was on fire, man.
You're right. It
Last
was.
year
It
was
was on
on
fire.
fire.
I was doing it. I don't know. I know you probably did it, but I try to keep an update on the ticket sales with the Ryan and the Haney fight. I don't know how far you went down and did that, but the last thing I saw, the arena is pretty much getting filled up. The seats are selling. I think it's the pay-per-view side we were talking about
Yeah, I was
last.
going to say that the arena going to sell. I mean, they
Right.
stars. It's the pay per view. Like really, Devin and Ryan supposed to at least do 500K because Ryan has already proven himself to really be that star. But if they could just do 300K, it'd be good. If they do under 300K, that's bad. But I
Yeah.
mean, when Devin had fought Lomachenko, they did 150K, which was horrible because Loma has Ukraine behind him, and Devin is supposed to have the American audience behind him, but he doesn't have it.
Right.
150K against a Lomachenko, the so-called Matrix, that's not good at all. Because
Right.
Loma is supposed to be a name in boxing.
Right. Well,
Somebody
they.
said I got them doing 500K. If they do 500K, that's amazing. Like that's what Devin needs. But
Well, right now
even
they're saying.
300K is good. Anything under that is bad.
Yeah, they saying right now what you're saying is true. Like 2 days, 3 days ago, I looked it up, and the numbers aren't there for pay-per-view. And they said if Haney don't pull this off, it's going to hurt his career.
No, I don't think I told you that. I told you
That's
you
what some.
getting on me that one lie, but I told you Haney never gonna be a pay-per-view star. But he
Right, you
doesn't
did
have
say
to be.
that.
Only thing that Haney has to be is undefeated. Keep on beating them. And eventually all roads are gonna lead to Tank Davis. There's gonna be no way that Devin's gonna be around at 140 undefeated and Tank is still here and won't give him a fight.
Right,
That's gonna be Tank's legacy, and that's gonna be Devin's legacy. If he could beat Tank, people are gonna forget about how bored they were with him. And I'm
right,
talking about casuals because I'm not bored when I watch Devin. I like what Devin does, but if he beats Tank, the public is gonna remember him for being able to do that.
right, exactly.
And then Devin Haney's trainer said that Devin Haney didn't bring enough to the table at 135 whenever he was undisputed. But he wanted to but whenever he was giving his thoughts on Boots versus Crawford, he thought that Boots he would give him a chance if he was Terrence Crawford, but you wouldn't let Devin Haney get a chance at Tank, who is undisputed at 135, and Boots didn't have any titles.
Interesting. Interesting.
So that's why I think Devin would beat Tank, in my
Look,
opinion.
you know why I think Devin would beat Tank? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Tank is the money man. So right now, Tank could pick his opponent. He's in a position where he could pick his opponent. If Tank wanted to fight Devin, he would have fought him yesterday. You know, that's just what it is. That's just what it
Hey,
is.
what? Okay, now this is Spence. There's a lot been going on since the last talk, and I don't know if you talked about it, but Earl Spence. What do you think? What's going on with that?
Oh well, Errol Spence is looking for a new trainer. Some people are saying Bozy Ennis. You know, in a perfect world, he'd be able to go to Bomac. You know, he'd be able to pull a Kevin Durant. But you
Right.
can't because Bomac seems to be, the best. But anyway, Bozy Ennis would be good for Errol. Also, Coach Calvin offered to coach Errol, but he said he would want to get Derrick James' blessing. Like he would want
Wow.
Derrick James to send him like, hey man, go ahead and coach him. It's all good with me. Because I guess they've always had a cool relationship,
Right.
even Errol and Tank. But now Errol and Tank, I don't know if their relationship's still gonna continue because now Tank is directly about to fight one of Errol's boys. So because Frank Martin is signed under Errol.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Right. That's right. I forgot that.
Yeah. So
Ooh, interesting.
yeah, right. So Errol is he's gonna most likely he's gonna get the fight against Sebastian Fundora, but he's looking for a new trainer, a new regimen, he's looking to rebrand and rebuild himself.
Well,
Because
I'm looking at it like this
something
for
very,
Earl.
very
It's
traumatic.
it's a blessing in disguise for Earl because we know he's an awesome fighter.
Yeah.
But man, we need him back though. He was a very important piece of the chess game.
This is what I said,
I see
Keffa.
him doing that Fendora fight. He wiping that clean.
This is what I said, Keffa, and
But
I'm gonna do a video on it.
okay,
I'm gonna make a diagram actually, but this
okay,
be my third time. You had missed it in the last live.
okay.
Terrence Crawford was pushing for a fight with Sebastian Fundora, right? But Terrence Crawford didn't want to sign with PBC. So the PBC like, no, you're going to bring Errol back and fight Sebastian. But Terrence Crawford still has history with Jamel Charlo. Remember, he was upset with Charlo, the way that Charlo was handling, the build-up for the fight between him and Errol. So Terrence, I advise him to go fight Jamel, get Jamel's belt, let Errol take Fundora's belt, and then y'all both have a belt again, and y'all rematch at 154.
Mm,
And that's going to be easier for the PBC to work because it's clear that they're not going to give you Fundora, but they'll
right,
give you Charlo because they pretty much almost done with Charlo after the
right,
Canelo performance. I mean, they're not. Charlo is older, Bud is older. Hell, Errol is getting up there in age.
right.
I promise you, they will let you fight Jamel Charlo, and plus it's going to be an easy fight to sell. Y'all have the drama where you say that Charlo was being a cheerleader. Nobody forgot about that. So boom. Somebody
Wow.
said you advising Crawford. Hey, it is what it is, man. I'm not in his circle, but at the end of the day, Crawford has shown that he's not really good with the business side of this. The only reason Crawford was able to make a lot of money with his last fight is because Errol Spence wanted that fight to happen. Errol could have big time Crawford, but Crawford, he stuck to his guns, and I give him his credit. But most people, they wouldn't have gave him that fight. Most people, they wouldn't have been as hungry as Errol Spence to make legacy. So you got Errol Spence, you got Devin Haney, and then it's everybody else. All these other
Well,
fighters,
I
they pay
think.
money first. Errol,
Well, I think.
think
I
I don't
Devin
think
is
Haney should be
legacy.
mentioned like that,
Huh?
cause
Huh?
Haney's cherry picking.
What up, Jeff?
They're
What up,
not
No,
man?
he's
they're
not.
not
No,
calling for
he's not.
Matias next.
He
They're
offered
not calling
Shakur
for.
Stevenson 25%, and look what happened. He dodged.
Yeah,
No,
Shakur messed up now.
yeah, Shakur messed up. He doesn't bring pay-per-view
I keep
sales. He
I keep
doesn't
But
bring
when
saying
we talk
this.
names.
about
He
Terrence
just
Crawford,
brings talent alone. So that's why you take 25%. But in his case, he wanted more than 25%. So you don't ever disrespect Devin Haney. He's making the fights with Ryan Garcia. That's
right?
why you see him going up to 140 and being a straight up dog. That's why you
Shakur
seen
should
his
have
last.
Then
took the
then
money.
why he not fighting? Then why he not calling out Matias next? Why they trying to get Isaac
Well,
people
Because
approved?
he's
Matias is
fighting.
already in talks of
Because
fighting.
Cherry
Matias.
picking.
It's
Hold up,
not cherry
Jaffe.
picking.
Hold up, Jaffe. Matias is already in talks of fighting Pitbull Cruz, which is actually a better fight for boxing. Like we want to
Yeah,
see.
I
I want to
agree.
see Matias. I don't even care if Haney fights Matias. He can fight Matias over. Haney should fight Hitchens.
Now, now back to this 25% ordeal, which I've already touched on numerous times again. It was going to be for undisputed, which was going to be for all the belts. It was going to have a rematch clause in it. Devin Haney and Bill Haney aren't signed to anybody. That's why that's why they're not going to get the Tank fight they want, because they already know they're trying to rob the sport. They are trying to get a big payday before Devin takes his first L. I seen a video of Shakur Stevenson crying, saying, "I hate to lose, I hate to lose, I hate to lose." There's an interview on Devin Haney saying, "I'm prepared to lose." That is not a winning mentality. That is not a champion mentality.
Still saying that,
Get
bro.
off
That
his
don't even
nuts.
make
Hey,
sense.
Hafe, let me ask you. Hey,
Jafe,
Hafe. Hey,
if
let
you
me
go-
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Hey, mute your mic real quick. Hey, let me ask you this. Then why did Tank's manager say that Devin Haney doesn't bring enough to the table at 135, even though he was undisputed at 135? Why can't he get the fight? Because it's Tank manager. He doesn't want Tank to lose.
Well, you got to keep in mind when Haney be talking, you got to go keep in mind in their faith. They're talking through their faith of their belief and their religion. When he made that comment, you got to take yourself and put yourself in third person. Yes, he made a statement. Yes, it came out, but you got to read, because I can read spiritually and say, we are prepared spiritually to lose in this battle of life. You got to look at what he reads his Quran, and I know where he got that passage from. And that's an allegory statement, but you got to look deep into that. Yes, we all are prepared to lose. Look at America. But you still prepared to work. You
Hey,
take care of your family. You do what you got to do. We are preparing ourselves for the worst. So that's me, hard work. He training hard. Just in case, I'm preparing myself. That means I'm going to train harder and harder every day. That means you're going to work harder and harder in your life every day to keep your families together, to keep the bills paid. That's a fight preparing to lose.
All
Hey,
right.
Kepler.
That's not something that you
But I don't
Hey,
even
let me
think
ask
that's.
you
I don't
this.
even think it's that
Hey, let me
deep.
ask you this. Let me ask you.
Hold on,
Hey,
hold
Kepler.
on, hold on, hold on.
Yeah, I'm
hold
here.
on, hold
I'm here.
on.
I'm here.
It's too many talking at one time. All I
Hey,
gotta do is
Kepler, was
one at
this
a time.
before Tank turned Muslim?
Tank is not Tank. First of
Tank
all,
not
Tank.
Muslim.
Wait. Tank
Yes,
denounced it.
he
He's
is
not
Muslim.
Muslim. He denounced that name. He said, "Do not call him that no more." That was a photo op. He was. That's why if you look at the video, he's sitting there in shock. He had no idea what was going on. He said, "Do not call him that." That was 2 days later. That's not his name.
All right. So all the people that was giving me flack because I never called him Abdul Wahid, there y'all go. That's what y'all asses get, because y'all was trying to make it a big deal all up in the chat. Abdul Wahid! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And I said, look, Tank, my brother, his nickname Tank. If you go by Abdul Wahid, no disrespect, but there y'all go. The man said his name is Tank. Don't call him Stank.
That's what he said. He quoted it. If you go look it up, Google it, Siri it, whatever you got to do, guys. Tank do not want you to call him that. And no disrespect to the Islamic world. I love my brothers, but he just said don't call him that. So now do the research on that before we go debating on it. You guys, wait a minute. You guys out there on the comments, go do your research before you're getting on here debating that, because he said that out of his mouth.
I just want to talk
Somebody
to
said
Stevens
if
word one
Islamic
more
calls
time, because
Tank, I'm gonna call him
he
Tank.
came on here like he did his homework.
No.
Homework.
I did, bro.
No,
I did.
don't
Hafe,
overtalk me.
why
I don't
wouldn't
get
they
up.
make the
Don't
fight
overtalk
even
me.
though? So you said that
Don't
Devin
overtalk
was
me.
cherry picking. Then why
overtalk me.
did Tank's manager say that Devin didn't bring enough to the table even though he was undisputed at 135?
Don't overtalk me, because I forget the point I'm trying to make.
Let Jaffe talk. Go ahead, Jaffe.
Yeah. So anyway, and if the 25% was a big deal, why did Shakur come back and tell him if Ryan get dropped out, sub me in? See, what happens now is that Shakur has talked so much about the Haney fight. Everybody knows Shakur is better than Haney, and now Haney put his foot in his mouth, because every time Haney gets in front of camera, they're bringing up Shakur. So it's going to get to the point where now the media and everybody's going to bully him into fighting Shakur and making that fight happen. He's going to try to work his way around. No, we're going to do it. But the bullying media now, because now people like you, Shakur hears us talking. One of my homeboys, he plays in the NFL. These guys are on their phones just like everybody else is. He was a starter for San Francisco. I'm sorry, for the Panthers. They see the tweets. They see the comments. They see everything you're saying. Shakur wants to beat Haney up in front of the world because he hears people like you saying Haney is better than him, and Haney doesn't even believe that. So now he's going to be forced to fight him, and it's only a matter of time. And that's just
I just want to address you saying that Haney said that he prepared to lose. You said that in a previous live. Basically, what's the number one reason guys duck fights?
because they don't want to lose.
So if Haney say, "Hey man, I'm not afraid to lose," that's basically saying I'm not ducking nobody.
He ducking Shakur.
He's not ducking Shakur. He
He
offered
ducking
him to fight.
Shakur.
How's
He
he
left
ducking Shakur? He
135.
offered him to fight.
Oh my gosh, bro! How
Shakur
did
think
he
he
duck
worth more than what he
Shakur?
is. He not worth that. He
He
wasn't
left 135.
worth over 25%.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
bro!
not
Then
calling
then
him
the-
shots, dude.
then
Shakur
KJ
even
just
said out his
said
own mouth that he's never
KJ
being
just said
a
this.
B-side again. How can you never be a
KJ
B-side if you've never even been on
he
pay-per-view?
just said this
Hey,
about
hey, Hafe,
Legacy
let me ask you this. Let me
and
Hafe.
Earl. It's
Hey, let me.
Jaffe.
Hey, bro, let me ask you
Just
this.
said this about Earl. If Haney is being mentioned up there with Earl, like KJ just said, then he would have made the Shakur fight happen. Why? Because it was the best fight. You fighting the best fighter. KJ also mentioned Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather did the same thing. They left one division and they went and fought the top dogs in the next division. Shakur doesn't have to take 25% from Haney because he's already know he's going to see Haney again regardless. He already knows this.
Hey, Hafe, let me ask you this.
It was for
Let me
undisputed.
ask you this real quick. Why
Next.
did so you say that Devin was cherry picking? Then
No,
why
he's
didn't
cherry-picking
Shakur take
now.
the 25%? Even though whenever Devin Haney was the underdog for undisputed against Kambosos, he took less than 25% to go overseas twice as a champion. Why
Because
didn't
that-
Shakur? Why didn't Shakur shut up everybody? Took the less 25% to shut up everybody. This is what David Benavidez was trying to do. He was going to take $5 million, and Canelo was going to take $60 million. 95 to 6 purse.
It's called a rematch clause for a reason.
Why didn't
So
Shakur
that-
take the 25% and prove everybody wrong, and he would be undisputed at 135 right now? Tell me
Maybe-
why. Why he
Maybe
wouldn't
sure,
take that
well,
fight?
at least you admit that he'll be undisputed right now. Thanks, I appreciate that.
Then why
So,
didn't
I don't even
Shakur
really
take the
talk
fight
to
though?
him about that.
No,
Then
the
why
chance.
didn't
Maybe
Shakur take the
You had a
fight?
chance.
Maybe Shakur feels like he's worth more than 25%. Maybe Shakur feels like he didn't want to give Devin Haney whatever percentage they was going to get from the fight. Because I seen on one boxing forum, it was supposed to be the talks of Devin Haney might have received, this is quote, 30 mil per fight. So 2-fight deal would have been 60 mil total. And Shakur was estimated to receive about 8 million. I can't remember what YouTube channel I seen on, but it was one of those popular ones. And those were the estimated on fight totals for those two fighting for undisputed 2-fight deal. So maybe that's why Shakur didn't want to take it. I don't know why Shakur
Yeah,
didn't
but
take
what
it.
did
I
Devin Haney
wouldn't have
take
took it.
against the Kambosos fight?
Okay.
The first
Devin
fight
Haney
and
is
the
a better-
second fight. He
Devin
went to
Haney and
overseas
Kambosos-
twice.
Devin
got
Haney
the
and
belt,
Kambosos
and then
are
went
both
undisputed.
C-class fighters. Devin Haney and Kambosos are both C-class fighters.
What?
They both are. So him going over there and taking those belts was all. It didn't even matter because Haney got what he wanted. He
Guys,
got
can I ask y'all a
he got-
question, Jaffe? Jaffe, let me ask you a question. How many faces? How many faces? The characters that we see, just you ain't got a name on, but how many faces? 5, 6, 7. How many faces do we really see in these? In what we talking about with all the fighters? The names we talking about? What is it? 5, 6 main face
Like-
characters. Main face characters. The
Oh,
fighters.
the man,
Yes,
like
Shakur.
all of them in total.
Just a couple of them in your head, off the top cuff. You know, this
Off
ain't
the
no
top.
this ain't no trick question, nothing like that.
I know I got you off the top. I got
Yeah.
Boots. I got Earl. I got Bud.
Right,
I got Shakur.
right. All
I
right.
got Tank.
Stop right there.
I got Haney.
Just stop right there. Now, just imagine us standing in the middle of the ring, those faces. Me, you, KJ, and everybody on the panel, we fighters. And we out there, we training hard.
Mhm.
Now, the guys in the ring, now they're in the ring, the faces, right?
Right.
They're too busy negotiating. Some of them fight once a year, some of them fight twice. They busy because that's the money in that ring, right? But on the
Right.
outside of that ring, damn, man, I could take a chance and lose, but I ain't gonna make no money picking that guy. I ain't gonna make no. These guys about making the money, but they're only fighting once or twice a year. That has to change if we want these guys to fight, because let's take the faces in the ring. These guys
Well-
are arguing amongst themselves. Nothing is happening. They got us speculating on these panels like this. They're not
Well,
fighting, but yet they
another thing-
always talking about the money. And we know on
Another
the
thing,
job
too-
it's about the money. So I look at it like this. To answer the top of the question, these guys, to me, just my opinion, these guys to me are on the job. And when you want to raise on your job, do you go down or do you go up in business? That's
But-
all I'm gonna ask.
Just let me speak on this.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeffrey.
We're talking about the fights, right? Because we
Yeah.
want to see these fights happen, but there's not financially benefit for the fighters to see these fights happen. So let's just say one thing about the whole Haney thing, because that's what I mainly touch on, is Devin Haney. Because a lot of people really don't know shit about boxing. That's one of my favorite quotes that Roger Williams had to say. And when Haney comes up short, eventually all these people are gonna have egg on their face and they're gonna be like, well, damn, what happened to this Haney prospect that everybody was talking about? Because he's losing against, CB class fighters.
Most people gonna
He's gonna
lose.
get outclassed. Damn, that shit was loud. So back to the point I was making about the fights not making the fights happen. Okay, what's a good way I could put this? We're wanting these fights to happen, but we're not going to get the fights that we want because, fuck, I lost my train of thought.
You all
What
right,
was the
Jeff?
last thing you said? What was the last part you said?
The last part I was saying, now what, okay, if these guys are busy debating in the ring, then the money's in that ring, the guys on the outside can't get no fights. You only fight once or twice a year. How do we speculate what these next moves are when it's business at the end of the day? It's about their money. If we was on a job, do we take a raise or do we take the guy, just for example, and take the lower paycheck just to say, let me satisfy the fans for a boxing event? I just don't we see the
forgot.
equation in that money wise for those guys that are like the top elite faces in there. Do they take pay cuts? I don't know. So Shakur didn't take the 25. That was like an insult to me on the job. And I work hard, train hard, and you're gonna give me 25%. You could have said at least 35.
That's a common number though.
But I know it's a common. I agree with you, it's a common. But again, it's like the numbers in business got to be right because these guys' careers aren't promising when you're only fighting 2 times a year. You got competitors out there ready. Wait a minute, and I'm gonna shut up. When you got competitors out there on the sidelines ready to step up, there's guys out there ready to step up. They just don't get the opportunity.
I do want to say this, and I won't make this mistake again. But as far as because I lost my train of thought because I went back to Haney. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay, Tom.
I won't do that again. But I had some. I had like a real good point to make.
Well, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, but I won't go back because that's my fault. I was so busy trying to hit Haney, I missed the whole part that was in my why I said that. But it don't even matter. I lost my train of thought on that. But yeah, we could talk about something else. Yeah, it'll come back.
Also, you said Haney be cherry picking. Shakur,
He's doing that now.
how though? He hasn't cherry picked nobody. He just came off of Lomachenko after already being undisputed and took the Lomachenko fight. If somebody's cherry picking, they gonna vacate and not fight him. Then he went up to 40 and then for a prograde for a belt. And then on top of that, Shakur is about to fight Artunian, who just lost to Frank Martin, when he could have fought either Murataya, that's one, or he could have fought
Shakur,
or he could have rematched De Los Santos, which is the stain on his career, instead of rematching him, because
let's start.
That's a cherry pick. I mean, that's a dub.
Tap your screen, y'all. Tap your screen. Tap your screen.
Shakur has to have a tune-up fight right now because his performance against De Los Santos was so bad. So he got to go out there and beat somebody's ass like really good.
Yeah, De Los Santos. That's what I'm saying. He should have rematched him.
And everybody, and the only reason why people.
Hey, John, hold up, man. Shakur, he making another bad career decision. When you have a night like that, like the Mayweather Castillo or the first fight, Mayweather Maidana, and Mayweather had better nights than Shakur. That was a historically bad night. You're supposed to go fight that man again and beat that man ass. You're supposed to get that black mark off of your record. So that's one great point that one Van. Also, another thing I gotta build on: if Devin Haney was ducking, he wouldn't have fought Loma because Devin was undisputed. We still been waiting on the day that Tank Davis get in the ring with Lomachenko, old Lomachenko. I don't know if we ever going to see that day. So I can say that Devin is a duck. One Vandal came up here with some strong points, man.
Devin fought Loma because that was
Tank said, "You trying to get me beat?"
I forgot who that was. Was it Keith Thurman? Was it Keith Thurman that came out and said, I think he said, "You're not undisputed till you defended against Loma, till you went and take it from Loma." So that's why he went over there and beat Loma for it. It wasn't because of that, but that was because of that. Devin Haney proved the point. And I mean, he damn near lost trying to prove it, but he did win. So kudos to Devin Haney. Now, in my personal opinion, Loma isn't that good of a fighter. That's just me personally. I'm not saying.
No way! Oh my god!
That's insane, bro.
Oh my god, bro! Casuals like you ruined the sport. Casuals like you ruined the sport.
Did he just say
bro? Hey.
I never call Loma a C-class fighter. I said, in my opinion, he's not a good fighter. Kudos to Devin Haney. He went out there and
bro. So you think Loma not good, but he not C-class, but Devin Haney is C-class that beat him? That's
Yeah.
insane. It don't even add up.
He barely won.
Oh,
Listen,
Oh,
man.
and
bro,
De Los Santos.
he won though.
Win is a
Hold on.
win.
How's he
And De Los
C-class?
Santos.
And
Hold
he
on.
won.
And De Los
Y'all be
Santos.
quiet. Hey, man,
Vander,
y'all
you
be
got
quiet.
Vander, you got too much background
Yeah,
noise, man. So I need
Yeah, and
Oh,
De
my
Los
bad, my bad.
Santos. And De Los
Loma.
Santos. The
Look,
only reason
listen,
why
hold
people.
up, Jaffe, hold up. Lomachenko is one of the most skilled fighters to ever box. I'm not exaggerating. The problem with Loma, my problem with Loma is he took too long to go pro. The man started boxing at like fucking 4 years old. He should have been went pro. That's number one. He only has 20 fights. He's 17-3. And it seems as though when the money is on the table in the biggest events of his life, he will lose. He's shown that on 3 different occasions. Every time he tried to go undisputed, or even the first time when they tried to rush him to a title, he lost. But to say that he's not clutch is one thing, but to say that he is a C-class fighter, or to say that he's not a good fighter,
I never said that.
that's crazy.
I never said that.
You said Loma isn't a
Just
good
said
fighter.
that.
didn't you? You said
Yeah,
Loma
I
is
said he's not a good,
fighter.
but I never said he was a C-class fighter.
No, that's why I said or.
I wonder
I said or
Yeah.
because
How can you look at Loma fight and say he's not a good fighter?
yeah,
I'm
Loma's great. I think he's
Even
great.
in his losses, he looked good.
Yeah.
What up, Don? Hey,
What's
what
up,
up, Don?
What's up? And I'm not a Loma fan at all. I
Me
wish
neither. I
That's
don't.
zero
just
and 20.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I
I
had
feel
the
you,
same
but,
I had this
you
same
know,
conversation at my
some opinions
barbershop
have to
about
be
Christian
honest.
McCaffrey because I said everybody was saying he's great, he's number one, he's for a white running back. But I said no, because if you compare, first of all, we talking about football, we're not gonna get off the subject of boxing. I'm just telling you an example on why I feel like Loma isn't that good. Because Christian McCaffrey is the running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Anybody you put back there is gonna do what Christian McCaffrey is doing. So put it back
But
to
McCaffrey
Loma.
was doing numbers before he got to the Niners.
Bro, why are you comparing Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey to
I'm
Loma
saying,
though?
yeah, that logic
The
is
reason he
crazy.
comparing them because they white. But look,
Yeah,
this is the thing though. This is the thing.
yeah.
Loma is Caucasian, but Loma could box his ass off. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Asshole.
Hey, excuse me, guys. Excuse me, guys. Hey,
Loma is a Caucasian. You know what I mean? He's white.
hey,
The
Don.
greatest white
Bro.
boxer I know is Rocky
Hey, Don.
Marciano.
You box,
So
right, Don?
if they ain't looking like
Long
Rocky,
time
they not
ago,
really
brother.
they
Right.
not
Listen to
really-
me, Don. Somebody said, I want to see you guys on the panel in the ring. Talk to him, Don.
They want to see me on the ring in the ring?
No, I'm looking at a comment about us guys on the panel. Talk to him, Don.
Oh, well, listen, man. Those dudes down there, I don't even pay some of them no mind because they be in real
Hey, Don. Hey,
They
Don.
can't even come up
Hey,
and see
Don.
boxing.
Hey, Don. They don't even know that I'm in the ring with the fighters.
Yeah, I got 30 years invested in boxing.
There you go, baby.
10
So,
as a-
Turkey,
10 as a
you get in the
fighter,
ring, Turkey,
but
and let's see
20
you get
as
in the
a
ring.
trainer.
We in there already, baby.
So I don't know
But
what
anyway,
those dudes
but
are talking
that's
about.
my opinion. That's my opinion on Loma. Y'all have y'all opinion. I got my opinion. That's my opinion. Now about De Los Santos, the only reason why.
It's not an opinion though. That
But even opinions have to be some kind of logic
He's
with
not
it.
a good boxer. That just
I just don't.
let me ask you this, Jaffe.
Loma's not
Hey,
how I
Jaffe,
feel
let me
about
ask you.
this.
Hey, Jaffe, let me ask you this. So, what is Loma's amateur record?
KJ, what's Loma's amateur record?
I think he's like 401.
401.
And
But
Shakur Stevenson's is like 64-11 or something like that. So you call Shakur good, but you don't say Loma's good, even though with like that 401 record. So.
We got to call a spade, bro. You bias. You bias. There's no way.
That's cool.
That's like saying Mike Tyson ain't a puncher. In my opinion, Mike Tyson is not a puncher. That's my opinion. That's the way you sound.
But I'm okay being biased though.
Hey,
That's my
KJ.
opinion.
Fine. Okay, well, we can end it there.
Yeah,
KJ, you
I
did-
never
we don't
said
mind.
I never
I
disrespected
definitely
Loma.
agree with him.
I never
Okay.
disrespected Loma and said Loma was a C-class fighter. I never put that title on him, but I will stick it on Haney. I will stick it on Cambosa. So I never said that about
Then
Loma.
why don't you stick it on Shakur?
Man, you stop being
Man,
biased.
If they
that's
C-class,
disrespectful.
Shakur C-class.
Me, man.
Man, that's disrespectful.
Man, Shakur and
Shakur resume might be C-class.
Shakur is an
but he
Olympic
ain't.
athlete runner, bro. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he is an Olympic athlete. He fought for your country. Show some respect. Show some
He
respect.
looked like Christian McCaffrey in his last fight.
He looked like, oh, ha ha ha, you
See,
funny.
you saying you're biased, but you don't.
You know what? Hey, I'm from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and Don can agree. You got one, I don't know who said that, but
You guys would just like totally, completely knock Ali out the game the way y'all talking. Based Shakur's last fight, Ali got knocked the hell out, yo. What you saying? You can't base it off his last fight.
Y'all
Ali
talking
ain't
about
get knocked out, but Ali
secret-ass
got
fighters,
dropped.
though.
I mean, he got dropped. I'm not knocking. He got dropped. My bad. I'm sorry.
Ali got.
You wouldn't even trade to even get dropped.
But I want to touch on the De Los
You
Santos thing.
can't base a boxer off their worst performance. You
He
can't.
can't.
in no
Ali
sport.
lost to somebody with 7 fights. So
I want to touch on the De Los Santos thing that KJ
6
said,
fights.
and that way I could be
That,
done.
see, you notice what he just said? That's the reason why I say if you wasn't living in certain eras,
Ali
you
was
can't
old.
judge boxing. Because when Ali lost the Spinks, we all know Ali did that shit on purpose
Yeah,
to get the
yeah.
rematch and say he won the title again.
That's right.
That's all. That's why I always say if you wasn't living in the era, you should never speak on an era that you did not
I'm
live
just
in.
saying facts, dog.
I said the
Ain't
same
nothing
thing
bad
about
it.
Andrew
That
Ruiz
shit
and
on
Anthony
paper, dog.
Joshua.
That's all.
I said the same thing about Andrew Ruiz. And I said, man, AJ, because I remember, I never forget it. Drake posted a receipt showing that, I think him and AJ had one, like, hit big on that night. Man, I'll never forget that. I said the same thing about Andrew Ruiz and Anthony Joshua fight. I think Anthony Joshua folded on that fight on purpose, the first fight, just so he took the titles back.
Well, the
But,
only reason why I say I don't agree with that is because it wasn't popular. Like to win the title again was going to be some popular. It was something that was never done. It was going to be a real popular thing. Today, that shit ain't popular. That's why I
but
think Ruiz
De Los
did
Santos,
that.
Haney came out and said, give De Los Santos his rematch. And people been screaming, Shakur rematch De Los Santos. I'm screaming, Haney, why don't you fight him? You better. Man, that boy a dog
He's
Haney
at
the fuck
130.
out.
He can't. He's at 140.
I put this
But,
on.
but Jaffe, don't you think it's questionable that Shakur doesn't want to fight Delos again?
No, because he can't have two of those same fights. He's gonna fight him the same way.
But why? Well, I'm just saying, if his hand was hurt like you said it was, well, guess what? Okay, my hand not hurt now. Now it's time for us to really get,
All right. Number one.
really go out here and box. So was it the injured hand or was it something else?
No, I think it was something else. I think he throw bolos, and Shakur don't feel that comfortable sitting in the pocket with somebody throw bolos. Would you?
Look, man. At the
All
end of
right.
the day,
I'm saying you box. Would you feel comfortable sitting in the pocket with
look.
somebody
I'm gonna tell
throwing
you
your
straight
makeup?
up. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't. If a motherfucker in there and we fighting, we fighting. So I ain't.
All right.
I don't
I'm just
believe
saying.
it. With
There
and
you
I,
go.
and I start, you wasn't here when I started the live. Hitchens roll with Shakur. All these dudes talking. All they talking the same shit. Hit and don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. I don't box like that. I think that you can only go so far trying to do the hit and don't get hit shit. Eventually, you gotta fight. There's gonna be fighters that force you to fight.
It's
So
the
I
goal.
think
It's the
Shakur.
goal.
That's why I think
Especially
Shakur
if they
taking
get
this fight.
older. Huh?
That's why I think Shakur's picking his next opponent the way he is, because he's gonna sit in the pocket and beat him up.
I don't know. I don't think it's smart. I think he should have just fought Delos again, man. It would have made so much sense.
Nah, I agree. Don't give Delos his rematch. Shakur's still young.
Class level behavior.
Shakur's still young. I don't think he was too much for him.
To say De Los Santos is too much for Shakur, and that's just basically saying I'm PC class.
Ooh, you Shakur patrol, huh? But I don't think he's too much for him at all. I don't think really nobody in the boxing game is too much for him. I just think that's not a good fight to come back off a bad performance to go back and fight De Los Santos again, because De Los Santos is dangerous. He really
The
dangerous.
Steel was
My thing
dangerous,
is,
man.
my
Maidana
thing
was
is,
dangerous.
what's up,
Floyd
man?
rematched both of them.
Hmm?
Immediate rematch. Because
Yeah,
Steel
but
was
he's
dangerous.
not Floyd.
Maidana was dangerous.
I don't
Shakur's
give
not
nobody
Floyd.
excuses.
Let him grow some more. Let him grow some more. He still got
Floyd a real champion, that's why.
Shakur doesn't. Shakur, I don't think Shakur doesn't know himself. Well, I'm lying. He knows because all the greats around him right now. But Shakur chasing greatness, and Shakur's still young. You got to have time for that type of stuff to really sink in your head, and you watch Kobe Bryant grow and mature. You watch LeBron James grow and mature. Get a kid time to grow and mature in the sport. Shakur like 24, right?
Hey, Jaffe,
Nah,
let
yeah,
me
I
ask
fuck
you
with
this.
that. I understand that. Like, nobody going to like Floyd didn't wake up and was Money Mayweather. That's a process
Right.
of becoming like on that level. But
Hey,
that had nothing to do with you having a bad performance and you say, okay, we're gonna run it back and I'm about to whoop your ass. That's not mature.
Shakur and De Los Santos,
Right
Shakur and De
before
Los
the fight.
Santos might come again in the future. De Los Santos might hold a belt in the future, and that might be a fight that Shakur said, okay, cool, I'll get rematch in the future. But coming off that performance right now, Nah, get you a tune-up fight. Show the world you could beat somebody up real good.
Hey,
You know,
Jaffe.
go ahead and
Yeah,
get
you
it.
coming off a loss.
Huh?
Artunian is coming off a loss. He about to fight Artunian.
That's
Coming
why I
off a
said
loss.
tune-up fight. Get him a tune-up fight in, just so he could beat somebody up real good. I mean, that's what y'all want to see, right? Y'all don't like
That
that.
sound like C-class level to me.
Y'all want to see.
Hey,
Y'all
hey,
want
Jaffe. Hey, let me cook real quick. Hey, let me cook real quick. So you
Man, how
said
old
that
are you?
Shakur is chasing greatness. Then why wouldn't he take the Haney fight on a lesser percentage?
Oh, cook.
I'm not even talking about that no more.
You said that Devin Haney was ducking, even though whenever Devin Haney fought Kambosos, he fought less than 25%. And then you said Shakur was chasing greatness. Then why wouldn't he take the? Then why would he take the 25%? And then he would already be great at 135. And then you say that, oh, he's this boogeyman. Then he can beat everybody that you say that he could beat. And you talk about how great he is already.
Shakur didn't want to take 25% from Haney.
Then why
He
wouldn't
wanted
he?
50%.
Then why'd you say that he's chasing greatness?
I say he's going to be great.
No, you said that he was chasing greatness.
Chasing greatness verbatim.
You said that he was chasing greatness.
Okay, Haney's not great, is he?
Bro, he is great.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, youngest undisputed champion of all time. How that's not great?
Who he took him from?
George Kambosos and Lomachenko.
Will you ever speak?
Kambosos beat the man.
See, people don't respect lineal at all. They call all this lineal shit, and then when somebody they don't like beats the man that beats the man that beats the man, they start complaining about who he beat.
Okay, that's important to me.
If you respect lineal, but he beat the man that beat the man.
I don't know about all that.
Nah, Kambosos. What? Kambosos better than who?
Somebody in the chat, Javi said
Oh.
it. I don't know about that because De
Nah,
Los Santos.
Nah,
I
nah,
watched
they
De Los
crazy.
Santos in the build up for the Shakur fight. De Los Santos is a crazy counter puncher.
They
a
are-
lot of power, very tricky fighter. Like
Haney can't beat De Los Santos. That's why Haney's the one saying give De Los Santos his rematch.
No,
It's
Haney
Kambosos got more heart than Shakur, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
Haney would listen. I'm gonna tell you straight up, Jaffe. If Haney would have put on a performance like that against De Los Santos, he would give him an immediate rematch. Like I'm telling you, that's who
nobody
Devin
would.
Haney is.
Oh no.
Y'all,
You actually need to give Devin Haney credit because he gave George Kambosos the rematch.
I don't understand it.
Jaffe, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you
Haney
something.
is the new Mayweather.
No, he had to do that. He was contracted to do that.
I'm gonna say this, but I think Shakur will beat Devin Haney. But one thing that Devin got on Shakur, Devin Hart pumped blood, man.
Yeah.
Tank
Oh,
is gonna beat Devin Haney.
Jaffe, you just said, hold on now. You just said, doggone, Haney is the Floyd Mayweather?
No. I'm
Hell
talking
no.
about as far as the hate goes.
Hell no.
I'm talking about as far as the hate.
Hello?
As far as the hate,
Disrespecting Mayweather. Do not disrespect Mayweather.
Hello?
I said as far as the hate go, bro. Stop reaching. I said as far as the hate goes.
No. Who said that? Don Judah?
Yeah.
Man, don't nobody hate on no motherfucking Haney.
Y'all be hating the
bro, you in here.
Bro, you hating on Haney, bro. You hating
Jaffe,
on
my
Haney,
phone
bro.
got cut off, Jaffe. I was asking
Bro,
Jaffe a
oh my
question.
God,
I was
bro.
asking a
Everything
question.
I'm one
fighter
person
won't do.
out of 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm one person out of 4 who's
Bro,
talking
Jaffe,
about
bro,
Haney
you
on
can't
Haney.
even talk, bro. You just said that you was biased against Shakur Stevenson, so
Exactly.
you can't really be hating on nobody. You just said that you're biased.
No, he
towards
said he
a
was biased
fighter
against him.
who you said who was chasing greatness but didn't accept the fight who would have made him undisputed.
But Jaffe, you said that Haney is the face, replacing the face of Floyd and not Tank.
No,
I just want.
Kappa, listen. People love Tank. He's talking about Don Judah. He already said it. He was talking about as far as the hate, the dislike, the disrespect. Devin Haney is the most disrespected undisputed champion probably ever. The man has a record, the youngest undisputed champion ever, and a lot of people don't even consider him to be the top of his game.
And then he
When
doing
people talk Devin
everything
Haney, they
that
talk
Joe
about him like
fighter is
he'll
scared to
get stepped
do.
on by Tank. They talk about him like he's gonna get stepped on by Shakur. So and they discredit his wins. The win against Lomachenko, most of the world said Loma got robbed. Loma got robbed. You know why? Because they wanted Haney to lose, not because they actually feel as though Loma got robbed. It's just that they didn't want Haney to win.
Number one, I never said Haney lost that fight. I said Haney barely won.
Not to.
Yeah, all right, cool. I say he
I
barely
don't.
won that
I
fight.
just don't
Yeah, you did say that. I
understand.
give you props for that.
I just don't understand how you can hate a dude that's doing everything your favorite fighter won't do.
Tank, yeah,
Well,
Tank won't
here's the
fight
thing.
long.
Nobody in the world respects anybody who took it the easy route or had it the easy way. That's Haney's problem. See, fighters like Shakur who's sitting there telling you on the media saying, I already know I'm gonna have to take the long road. I know I'm
Devin
gonna have
Haney
to
took the easy path.
Easy
Shakur
route.
ain't-
He tried to fight Teofimo. He tried to fight Lomachenko when he had the belts.
Hey yo,
Yup, him.
You
Haney should
said
have fought
that.
Tio
Oh my
before
gosh,
Campbell.
bro.
okay.
Haney should have fought
I don't
You
think he
Tio.
say
knows-
that Devin Haney takes the easy path, then you call Lomachenko not a great fighter. What are you saying?
He got you, Joffrey, on that. He got you. Checkmate.
Nah, he ain't got nothing. That's my
No,
opinion.
I'm just messing
Haney
with
took
you.
the easy
I'm
route.
messing
Just
with you.
because you go on the road does not mean you had a hard fight. So
Bro, he tried to fight Tio and Loma.
Haney
Bro,
was fighting
going on the
mechanics.
road,
Haney
period,
was fighting
is
mechanics
tough.
in Mexico. So Haney had plenty of experience of going out the country and going to fight somebody for their straps.
And
So
that's
let's
the
get that
hard
straight
road.
right now. No,
Yeah, that
just
is a
because
hard
you
road,
just
John.
That's a hard road to
just
go
because you
OG.
go get it on the road does not mean because Earl Spence did the same
Oh my
thing.
God.
Earl
No,
Spence did the
Jaffe,
same
it's
thing.
hard on the road because the crowd.
Oh
when
my
you
God.
fight, listen,
Oh,
when
this
you
is
fight,
crazy
when
right
you go
now.
into somebody else's lair, bruh, everything you do, don't nobody say shit. The
I
man,
had-
a man could land a jab on you, the crowd go wild. That influences the judges. So you have to be that much better in your
That's
performance. You have
true.
to make it clear to the
Yeah.
judges, look, I'm whooping this mother. Even though they yelling
That's
against me,
true.
I'm whooping this motherfucker ass.
And
You
that's
gotta
when
get that
True.
twice.
that's when
But
ring
that's why
experience
Earl.
come in.
But
That's why
You
people
put
in
the
the
belt
why
on
comments.
Earl.
That's why
That's
people
why
in the
Earl
comments ask
has our
who
respect.
fought, because that's when
That's
boxing
why Earl.
experience come in.
Right, but let's take it back a little down,
Right.
guys.
But that's
This
why
is why
Earl. That's
boxing,
why Earl has
Jaffe,
everybody
Jaffe.
respect.
This is
Because
why in
Earl went
boxing,
over there
this
and
way,
took them
Jaffe,
scraps.
this is why
He
in
took them.
boxing, guys don't make it, especially the black Americans, because when they
Haney
go
ain't
to the
taking.
Olympics overseas, they lose. You got to bring your A game when you go overseas. That's just in the Olympics.
I know.
Hey,
I
Keppa, let me
seen
follow
what
up on
Earl
that.
Spence did.
Hey, Keppa,
Earl
let me
Spence
follow up on that real quick.
and he
Yeah,
take
Jaffe,
them.
shut up real quick.
Haney went
Hey,
over there.
Don't you tell
Haney went
Jaffe
over
shut
there
up.
and he ain't take them. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
You better not shut up, Jaffe.
let me follow up on that, Keppa.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Haney took the less percent that he offered Shakur, went overseas twice, got the job done, made it an A+ performance
Right.
in his career.
Right. Totally agree. I agree with that. I agree with
That's
that.
Jason
But
Grady.
when we're
That's
talking
the real
about
definition of Jason Grady.
The belts were more than the money in Haney's situation. The belts were more important for him than the money because now we have people saying Haney was the youngest undisputed title, and he was going against Kambosos, which I never even had Kambosos winning that fight. Neither one of the times. I already knew Haney was gonna beat him. That's why I got mad when his dumb ass won the titles. The first person he screamed out, "I want Devin Haney next." What a fucking dumbass! Like.
But
First
no,
of all,
but
Haney
guess
was,
what, though,
Haney
John?
was supposed to fight Teal before he even got a chance to go over there and fight Kambosos.
Right,
Now-
Tio
but
Duck.
now-
He tried to fight
but now-
Lomachenko before
but now,
Lomachenko
but
lost to
now,
Tio.
but now, Haney cherry picking. So now he's saying he wants Isaac Cruz, Tank, or
Bro, you a casual. You just said Isaac.
What's that?
It's just a name. It ain't
Okay,
nothing.
it's just a
Yeah,
name.
I'm not
You
worried
gotta
about
say
that.
Isak. You know it's
Cruz,
Isak, but you
he
gotta-
wants Cruz. He said Tank, and what's that? Man, he said
Matias.
No,
There you go.
man,
Come
he
on.
don't want no fucking Matias. What's that boy name? He remind me of Danny Garcia. Teofimo. So now they cherry picking. Give Matias his fighting.
What? All over
How
the
is he
baby.
cherry
How
picking,
is
bro?
he picking?
Shakur is fighting a dude who just came off a loss. Who's cherry
No.
picking?
Those is all champions you just named.
Dude,
You
this
about
thing
to Shakur about to
like
fight
that with cherry
Arturian. He
pick.
just lost to Frank
Cherry
Blunt.
picking.
I
What's
said
that?
cherry
I
pick.
hope Teofimo don't take the bait. I hope he don't take the bait. Let Haney go fight Matias next. Let's see what he made of.
He
Prove me
already
wrong.
tried. They wouldn't answer his phone call. See,
Yeah,
y'all gotta
yeah,
get in
the
the
ball
field.
is-
Y'all gotta understand what's going on.
Right.
They did
Who
not
said
take
that?
this Bill
Where you
Haney
get this list
phone
from?
call.
No. Bill Haney said it on
Bill,
Man,
yeah.
Shakur already told y'all Bill be lying.
Hey, Jaffe, no,
Bill
Jaffe.
thinks
They
he's Don
mentioned
King.
it. They
So
said-
you gonna trust a
Hold on,
dude who
hold on,
can't
hold on,
take
hold on,
less
hold on.
than
Hold on, let me-
25%?
Hold up.
Let me make
Hold
this
up.
point.
Let me
Let
say
Don
something.
talk, guys. Let
Let
Don
me say
talk.
something real quick because he
Go ahead,
said
Don.
Bill be lying.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Don.
Matthias Camp said The reason why we didn't take the phone call because he was yelling and screaming on the phone, and we don't have time for that. So how is Bill
Exactly.
lying and they gonna come back and
So
support his
so
lie?
Now
so
hold
Bill
up,
sabotaged the
Jaffe.
fight on
Let me
purpose.
get this
No,
in
he
and
did
let
not.
you go, man.
They sabotaged it, talking about he
Listen,
was
the
yelling.
reason
I
why
yelled.
Hitchens don't want to fight Haney, the reason why Tank don't want to fight Haney is the same reason why Esau Cruz didn't want to fight Shakur. It's the style. Devin Haney can move for 12 rounds. He could jab and move, right hands, hold.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Pivot. He could do that for 12 rounds. So
Well,
these dudes understand that more than likely they're going to get
lose.
outboxed.
Yeah.
Whether you like Haney or not, a lot of people, they don't like Haney. They don't like his style. His style is very effective. And it's more offensive than Shakur's style. And Devin usually has the advantage size-wise over his opponent.
Exactly.
He got it from Mayweather Senior.
Matias don't have the footwork.
Bill Haney
That's
thinks he's
why
Don
these
King.
guys don't want to fight.
No,
Devin,
but
Devin is really
I gotta say,
Devin is really the boogeyman, but he's just the most
No.
disrespected boogeyman. Motherfuckers are really scared to fight him because they know they're going to lose.
they don't want to fight. Well, I know one fighter who's calling him out, and I know the media gets in front of his face and mentions this one fighter every time.
Who?
So we'll see what he's made of.
Who?
But anyway, Bill Haney.
Who?
thinks
Give us
he's
the
Don
name.
King.
We
Bill Haney
sound
thinks
like
he's Don
owls
King.
here. You ain't giving us the answer.
Give us the name.
What?
Who?
Give us the name.
Who?
Shakur.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And they
No,
keep
he's
saying
right, though.
what you saying.
Shakur do call
25%.
See, I
He
want
got a
to
point.
something, but
We
we
gotta
got
get Jaffe that. Yeah.
Haney offered him 25%. Shakur ain't want the motherfucking shit. So guess what? If Shakur don't never get Haney, that's something that he got to live with.
Oh, he gonna get him. Don't worry about it.
I want to say
You
something
can't
earlier,
deny
but
it
we
is
got off
Shakur's
track.
fault because this would have already been squashed over 6 months ago. This was Shakur's fault. This was actually Shakur's fault.
Can I
This
say
was
one thing
Shakur's
to
fault.
that
Yeah,
Shakur
go ahead,
shit?
Don.
Remember earlier they were saying Shakur need experience and da 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 da. Ain't he about the same age as Haney?
I think he's older.
He's older, right? Now,
'Cause he's like
and
26,
hold on,
27.
and then his amateur career was experienced because he was on the international level. Haney never made it to the Olympics. So
No, he
his
didn't. He wasn't gonna
experience-
place.
because timing was off, so he didn't even go to the Olympic trials because his timing was off. But there, Shakur got all that amateur experience on the international level, and he's older. So how much more time do he need? And I don't dislike.
I don't really think he needs
but
time.
I think fear.
He need people
Earlier
that
you
want to
said
fight.
he needed time because he can't run him back with De Los Santos. You said
Keep in the fight.
He need people. He need people that's willing to fight and want to fight him.
Yeah,
You
he
know.
turned it down. Haney wanted to fight.
De Los Santos. He was very
He turned
willing.
down De Los Santos and he turned down Devin Haney, bro.
Y'all
It's just
gonna have to
simple
let
as
that
that.
go.
Just-
Y'all gonna have to let the 25% thing go. I don't know what's
Devin
going
They want to fight
on.
Arturian.
Devin Haney
Arturian.
did the same thing with
No.
George Kambosos. He went overseas. What are you thinking, bro? He could have done. We could have been over this, bro. We
Man,
wouldn't have
look.
been talking about this.
Devin took 22%. That's less than 25.
y'all gonna have to
But-
let that 25 go. Shakur ain't never ducked no smoke ever.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm about to get up out of here. But
That's enough.
with all this being said, I will pick Shakur to beat Devin Haney. I think Shakur is just a little bit more naturally talented than Devin. I think Shakur will beat Tank. But is Shakur going to put himself in position to get these fights, meaning make more exciting fights, get some stoppages and shit like that? That's what we're going to have to wait and see. Y'all have a good evening.
That's why he picked.
Can I say something? Can I say something before you leave?
Yeah, what's up, Kevin?
You ain't got to go. You just want to get out of here. Y'all take care, man.
All right,
Don Jeter,
man, later,
5
man.
Vandal,
All
Josh.
right, Nate. Much love to everybody.
Steven
Much love.
Burrow,
I
everybody
won't talk
thanks for
about
coming up,
Shakur
man.
no more.
Everybody,
What time
I
you
won't
getting
talk
on
about
later?
Shakur
You
no
getting
more.
on later? You getting on later? Are you getting on later?
I don't know. I ain't gonna make no promises, man. I'm gonna
Okay.
try.
All right then. All
man.
right.
Y'all have a good
we gonna
evening.
watch the girls play ball today.
All right.
Deserve.